The first Iron Banner for Season 13 has arrived, guys, and along with it comes 2 old Year 1 weapons that now feature random rolls. So in this video we're going to take a look at the Multimach CCX Submachine Gun in Destiny 2 Season of the Chosen, and we'll look at all the stats of the weapon, the godrolls, and all that good stuff. But if you missed my previous godroll guide for the other weapon, Time-Worn Spire, then I'll leave a link in the description and card on screen with this video if you want to go check that weapon out, which is also pretty good. But now we got the intro out of the way, let's get started. So the Multimach CCX is a primary kinetic 900 RPM submachine gun, and with a 100 recoil that turns vertical, much like the Recluse. Now if this wasn't in the primary slot and had a little bit more range and stability, I would actually say this would come fairly close to feeling like the Recluse itself. This weapon has really good handling and reasonable stability which we can work with, but the range on the other hand isn't that great, but we can grind out perks to make the range better, so that is what we'll be focusing on for our god rolls. Whether you're here specifically for PvE or PvP rolls, I will be covering both here in just a second, but I just want to say I really do like this weapon for it being a kinetic SMG, and I don't usually like SMGs in PvP, but this one really does seem promising. Although I'm not great using them, this one is probably my favourite so far out of all the SMGs for PvP. As for using a weapon in PvE, I probably wouldn't. I mean, I still prefer my 750 Extraordinary Rendition, specifically for the perks it comes with like Frenzy, and I just feel like this SMG is made for PvP mostly. So let's take a look at the rolls we want to get to make this weapon a beast. So in slot 1 for the scope, your best option for PvP by far is the Model 8 Red to get that plus 13 range and plus 4 zoom, as we really want to boost our range up as much as possible. But another good keeper is the Model 6 Loop, but ideally you want to go for the Model 8 Red if you can. However, for PvE, the Model 6 Loop is also a good choice, but so is the IS-2 Classic, as that will give you range and handling. But in slot 2, which is our magazine, your best option for PvP is accurized rounds for that further increased range. But steady rounds is also another good option if you prefer the stability side and can deal with that range damage fall off. Both are a good choice, it all comes down to your playstyle. But for PvE, you should go with tactical mag. I know some people prefer extended mag, but I kind of feel like tactical mag still gives you a good increase with that faster reload on top. But in our third slot for PvP, your best options are quick draw, killing wind, and dynamic sway reduction. For me personally, I'll choose dynamic sway reduction for that increased stability, and I really feel it makes a major difference. But if you go with dynamic sway, then ideally your magazine you would want to go with accurized rounds and not steady rounds, because I kind of feel like it's a bit overkill with the stability, and not really necessary when you could have that additional range instead. But overall, dynamic sway or killing wind are your best options here. Quick draw is nice, but I feel like it's not really essential for an SMG, but again it comes down to your playstyle. If you're one to rush in head first, then quick draw may be better for you. For PvE though, threat detector and subsistence are good, but for my preference I'd choose threat detector. If you've watched my previous godroll videos, you'll know that I'm not really a fan of subsistence. But finally in the fourth slot, kill clip and iron grip are your best options here for PvP. If you've mastered your stability with steady rounds or dynamic sway, then kill clip may work better for you. But if you're still falling behind in that stability, then I'd recommend iron grip, as that gives you a plus 20 to stability. Although this gives you a negative 40 in reload speed, you can mostly bring most of that back with a submachine gun loader for your gauntlets mod slot. But regardless, if you do actually maximize your stability with full stability and range perks, it's not bad, as you'll have an advantage fighting at a range. But if you come into contact with someone else that's using this weapon that's got terrible stability and range but has kill clip and quick draw, you're probably going to lose that fight. So just ask yourself if you're wanting to use this weapon at a distance, or if you want to be up in your enemy's face, then decide what perks work best for you from what I've shown you as your godroll perks. But for me, I'd choose to maximize range and stability. Finally for PvE, I'd go with kill clip because we're running an SMG, but one for all may be your better option here. But again, it comes down to preference. If you have a really bad magazine size, then kill clip is your go-to. Otherwise, quick reload, bigger magazine, go for one for all. As for your masterwork, go with range for both PvE and PvP. Stability isn't bad if you get that for PvP, and reload speed isn't bad if you get that for PvE, but ideally range works better for both. So guys, overall I do like this weapon, and if you decide to farm out god rolls for this weapon, then let me know what you got or what you're chasing. Preferably you want to use this weapon in PvP, but give me your thoughts on this weapon and all the rules. But that's all for this video. Don't forget to go check out my other ones, and if you want more godroll videos and other Destiny 2 content and guides, then don't forget to hit that like, comment and sub, and I'll see you all in the next video.